it's quite bizarre actually thinking about it now, given the world we live in today. Is no chance that it could ever happen again. So this guy rings up Southampton Football Club training ground, pretending to be George Weah, World Player of the Year, and saying that his cousin is in Southampton. He's a really decent player. You should take a look at him. And so Graham Souness went, yeah, okay, in you come. So this guy rocks up at training in the lead up to a game against Leeds, and he's training with us. And I'm kind of looking at him thinking, what's he doing here? It was just a bit bizarre. And actually, I'm sure I thought, he must have won a competition or something to come on local paper, because he could barely trap a ball. And so on the Friday, we have a little five-a-side in training, as you do on the Friday before the game. And after the five-a-side, I went and take a few penalties. We hadn't had a penalty for a little while, so every so often I go and practice a few penalties after training. And so I'm practicing these penalties, and just I take the last penalty, I just felt a little tweak in my thigh muscle. I thought, oh, look, that's not very nice. That didn't feel very good, so I better stop here. Go and have a quick word with the physio. Just go, look, I've just felt a little something here. I'll see how it feels overnight. And so I go home. We turn up the next day at the Dell, 1:30. We're in the changing room waiting for the gaffer to come in to name the team. And this kid sat in the changing room. And I was like, Jesus, that was a really good competition. He's going to get to hear the team talk and everything. What's going on here? And so Graham Souness names the team, and then he names the 2 or 3 subs, I think it was at that stage. And this kid's one of the subs. I was like, what? Wow. So the game goes on. 25 minutes into the game, I go to cross a ball into the box. And all of a sudden, I was like, oh, no, I got that same pain as I felt yesterday in my thigh. So I was like, oh, that's not good. I can't carry on. That's just going to get worse and worse. So I just put my hand up and went, I've got to come off. And I looked up, and he's there warming up. And I'm like, oh, my God. So he comes on for me. And I don't know how long he was on for. He was on for about, I don't know, 40, 45 minutes altogether, I suppose, maybe a bit longer. And Graham Souness suddenly decided that actually he's not that good, and he's going to sub him off again. So he subbed the sub. And weirdly enough, apparently, I mean, I don't know this because I can't remember. Apparently, he turned up at the training ground the next morning, had a quick chat with the physio on the Sunday morning, and then he left the training ground, and then he never turned up again. He just completely disappeared from Southampton. He left his hotel room in Southampton without paying the bill, and he disappeared. And that, honestly, was the last time I saw him. And the last time, and then I heard a few years later, that he ended up playing at Gateshead, I think, for a little bit. But I've never seen him since, and I have no idea to this day where he is. It was just the most bizarre story in the history of the world, and he's now, renowned as being the worst player ever to play in the Premier League. And the embarrassing bit is obviously I was the one that got substituted for him.
Do you like sometimes back to Souness, like how have you managed to sub this guy up?
I did. I asked him a couple of years ago, because I'd gone years and years, and I didn't know how to broach the subject. You know what I mean? It was obviously a bit embarrassing. And so a couple of years ago, we were at Sky, and I got brave, and I went, Graham, what the hell happened there? And so he kind of fobbed it off by saying that apparently at that time we had a bit of a crisis, an injury crisis, and we didn't have many forward players available to sit on the bench, and he was the only one that was available. So I was like,
ouch. Wow. Wow.